Welcome, everybody. Come on in. Welcome, welcome. Man, there is so much going on today and so much craziness in the world. More so. Um, it's where to start. Okay, let's start a little bit with the astrology, and then I'm going to go into a little bit more of the craziness that's happening in the world right now. So, one of the biggest things is that we have Venus squaring Uranus. Can make a lot of jokes about that, as I said earlier today with my meditation group. Uh, and the moon is in Libra. This energy, the three of them with the moon and Uranus and Venus is all about relationships, right? And working on relationships. This is about, you know, deep reflections and your ego identity thinks it might be. So your ego identity is coming in with this on what it wants. This energy is really having us to look deeper, and we're like, oh my God, can I go any deeper? And with that Venus squaring with Uranus, this is, unpredictability. Venus rules Taurus, right? And she loves stability. That's the thing. She loves stability. She likes to, she rules Libra too. So she likes to be the leader in what she is doing. She likes to have balance and fairness in whatever she does. Uranus is coming in and bringing in a lot of unpredictability with that. And it is in ego today, or, looking at your ego today, or the control of the system. What is controlling you? What is that is having you to blow things out of proportion, to blow things out of into crazy land, and getting you to spiral out. But listening to our soul and digging today. So this is a dig deep type kind of day, getting deeper into our own selves, our own perspective. And I wrote, and I've already got a few people um on this. So I put down a mood tracker as a great tool for observing the trends in mental health over the period of time. There are mood tracker apps out there that allows you to pick your score based on how you feel. Now you can go onto the app store, and you can go and you can look at mood apps. And as you reflect on your day while submitting your mood entry, you become more aware of how different situations affect you. That's what the mood app does. If you don't want to use a mood app, I know it's putting something more into your phone. What you can do is do a journal, a gratitude journal, and a journal to get you to really look at what is going on within yourself. And a a un a gratitude journal is any book. It doesn't have to be a particular book. It could be, you go to the dollar store. That's what I'm gonna just tell her. So, go to the dollar store. Any journal will do. Any journal will do. Years ago, let's go back. When I lived on Temple and I had my 4 kids, and I go back to my journals then, and I look at my writings of what I was writing, I was extremely, when I look at it now, I'm like, "Whoa, you were really depressed." There was so much craziness going on even before then. And I'm going to go, it triggered before my mother's death, but my mother's death was a huge trigger. Unbeknownst to my understanding of the grief that I was going through. Because through that period of time, what I ended up finding out was certain things that were going on with my eldest son. And it was a difficult time with him at that time, even then, to things going on within, with the death of my mother, with my husband's work, with so many things. There were so many different things that were going on. Now, I know many of you who've followed my life and have been in my life, there's always been crazy trauma and nuttiness going on in my life. As I've grown older, it's being aware of them, becoming more aware of what they are, and having a deep spiritual practice is huge for me. Many ask, how do I get through it? It's a deep spiritual practice. It is a connection. And I mean, it's meditation every single day, it's prayers every day, it's journaling every day. And I know for many that seems like a lot. But for my mental well being, on getting through even what I'm going through in our family right now, is a must. And this energy that's coming in is amplifying that for the world, like for everyone. Because when we look at the craziness that's happening right now, CP Rail is going for a lockout. Now I don't know if many of you know, like, about, I mean, a strike happening with the railway system in Canada. What does that mean? That's our supply chain. Again, that's our supply chain. The Teamsters are coming in, they're going to be doing a lockout. So this is where it's like, oh my God, and we can go down the crazy road. But here's the thing. Okay, cool. That's their reality. That's whoever works there. That's going on with them. How is that affecting me right now? How is that affecting me? And I'm like, okay. Well, okay, it's good knowledge to have. It makes me aware of some of the things that are happening, but it also gets me to say, right now, this moment, it's not affecting me. It may affect something down the road, yes, but at this present moment, it's not affecting me. That was something that was a huge, huge buster for me, to constantly come back to that and ask those questions. When I get up and I look at, like the full moon. The full moon was beautiful. Did I do anything with the full moon? No, not really. I didn't. It was a nice moon. It was beautiful. I didn't feel, every moon I go out and I talk to. I talk to the moon quite often. But it wasn't a moon that I did ceremony or anything, or I felt anything, a huge connection to do something with. It would just wasn't. For some people, I know it was. And that's beautiful. But you're following that part of you that says, this is what I need. Now, with this energy and with all that's happening, now we can go to the Ukraine. How is the Ukraine affecting you right now? I don't have bombs exploding in my backyard. I don't have Putin up my ass. I'm fine. I'm living in a pretty calm area in the world. I'm living in an area that is very beautiful and very serene. I'm very blessed. I'm blessed. Okay. This is a checkpoint for all of us, and coming into that checkpoint. When we can come into that checkpoint, when we can come into it, and it is a daily thing, and sometimes you have to do it a million and one times a day. That's one of the reasons, if you have not taken my journey club, which is in September of every year, I highly advise you to take it. Register now and you can do payments on it. The thing is that with the Journey Club, we go through and I touch things. And when I first taught the Journey Club, and that came to me when I lived in Temple, I didn't know what it was all about. All I knew is that I had to teach this. I had to teach this. I don't know why. I got a bunch of girls together. They promised to meet every 8 weeks, and they did. And we went through the Journey Club. I did many different journey clubs after that. I even broke it up to 4 levels, and then it said, no, you only need the one. That's all you need. Go back to the original. And that's the other part too with this energy. It's having us go back to the original, coming back to that spiritual point, coming back to that anchor, that truth within us. It's there. There's when we look at, I mean, now the whole thing about the Kardashians, like, I'm like, I was done with the Kardashians before the Kardashians were fucking famous. I'm looking at Okay, you are following a family that trades their partners in like somebody is trading in an old pair of shoes. And that's how I look at it. And how uh, the whole craziness with it, and even with Kim's husband, Kion West, or whatever his name is. Anyways, I always get his name wrong. But his life is always chaotic. I mean, he is. He's got bipolar and borderline personality disorder. He's got a lot of shit going on. Chaos met chaos creates more chaos. And it's like, does their life affect me? No, it doesn't. It's kind of interesting to watch, but I don't even want to watch it. I don't like whatever. I hear things on the news like craziness that the guy branded his name on his chest, her name on his chest, and I'm God help you, because you're going to be living with that for the rest of your life, because I know that's not going to last. She's going to trade you in like she did her last year, like last week's pumps. This is where you can get lost. And I know many of us have disorders or mood disorders, and we have personality disorders. We all have that somewhat within our own personality. It's there. I mean, you have to, I mean, we're living in this world. Forms of depression, we all have that. Now, some are more severe than others. It's how we handle it. How are we dealing with it? That is the key. That's the key to this. And when we are coming into our present and we're coming into it, and I know even today was another, like, started off good. I'm sort of in a kind of mood. I'm in a meh kind of mood. That's my feelings for today. My meh. It's not high, it's not low, and it's it is there, because of other things that are going on in my life, but some of them I can't control. I can't control certain things. We just had where we've talked to the loans people about our vehicle. We had to talk to over 4 people with this. Finally, we got one person that looked everything up and said, "Oh, you've already talked about this to somebody 2 months ago." No fucking yeah, this is where it's like, okay, breathe. Not much you can do about it. Let it go and let God. Because there are those things, those situations that we have right now in our life that we just can't control. That they are out there. They will get handled when they need to get handled. But at right now, in present moment time, this is where I need to be. This is what I need to focus on. This is where I come into my soul and digging deep into my soul and following that soul energy, following that along, because there is a lot of doors that are going to, when Sunday comes and that lovely spring comes in, a lot of doors are going to open and a lot of people are going to start going crazy again. But here it is. This is where, when you come into that feel good, deeper connection with your soul experience, with your true self, and coming into it, when more of the crazy comes in, you're able to say, you know what? I see it, I understand it, but I'm prepared. I may not have everything all together, but I'm feeling pretty good at where I am right now. And that's okay. And that's where we're heading into. This is going to be, and I'm going to prepare you for the rest of the year. We could go beyond, but let's just go through this year. For this year, you're going to have to do a daily check-in on how you are and what you are feeling, so you don't get pulled out. And it's going to be a daily reminder. And sometimes you're going to have to do this 1,001 times a day. The one thing I did, with my journey club is like, write down 10 things that are great for you today. 10 things. What are 10 things that are great for you today? What are 10 things that you are grateful for? Doesn't matter what they are. You could be grateful for a pomegranate. You could be grateful for the sun shining. You could be grateful for that giggle that your child did or another child did that was around you. You could be grateful that you got clean sheets on your bed. Doesn't matter. Finding those, that's starting one, and doing your I ams. I'm getting better today. I'm feeling more empowered than I did yesterday. I am healthier than I was yesterday. I am grateful. I am. I am. Your I ams are the pavement to your road. They are that pavement. They are those bricks, those cobblestones that are putting into your road. If you are putting in, I am a bitch, I'm an asshole, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm this, those are the ones that are going to trip you up when you are walking along your path because you're not paying attention to your truth. Those are the ones that aren't level. If you've ever watched somebody lay a cobblestone road, they are making sure everything is level. If one is slightly higher than the other, you trip on it. You stub your toe. You fall. And that's where we're at. We're at this beautiful energy that wants to create a greatness for us in chaos. In chaos. We know that the president of Ukraine wants war. He is pushing for it. We also have a president that is wanting to not. He says he's fighting against the world order. Do you think, if you think about it, just taking a step back, just question things. Do you think countries like China or Putin, Russia, I mean, those aren't very good countries. I would never want to live there. Thank God I live in Canada. But do you think they want a world order? They have their world order. They are in their own little world doing their own little world order. They are the dictators of their country. Why would they want to be under another an overall ruler? This is what we question. This is what we step back on. When we look at things, we look at people who are questioning the narrative, that are saying, okay, this is what's going on. That doesn't make sense. So you got to take a step back and say, okay, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't feel right to me. Okay. I got to go with my truth, my narrative. That's why I never got vaccinated. The other thing is that because Uranus is in Taurus, and I know that's fucked up energy, and it has to do with health, squaring Saturn, which has to do with control, regulations, lockdowns. So I know there had to be something to do with health lockdowns that were coming. And the narrative with that is that because Uranus is in there to 2025 or so, that it means that there's going to be extreme chaos with it. Extreme chaos when it comes to health matters. So I'm like, okay, I'm not dealing with that. And when Uranus is in Taurus, also means war. War in some kind. Revolution, global revolution in some kind. That's what it means. But it doesn't have to mean bombs exploding. It doesn't have to mean that. It can mean a very peaceful, loving type of revolution, a revolution that is awakening people so that they stand in their power of their true spirit and their true sovereign self. That's where the power is. That's where the power of today is. That's where the power of tomorrow is, and the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that. But it's going to be a constant reminder for us to be standing in it and dealing with it. That's the truth of it. Yes, there's going to be a lot of people that are having difficulties doing it all, having difficulties figuring this all out. But it's just taking one step at a time and dealing with what you can today. That's it. If today's the day that you can only deal with, I can only deal with getting my kid to school. Wow, you got your kid to school. That is awesome. I can only deal with having my cup of coffee right now. Awesome, you had your cup of coffee today. That's where it's at. I don't know who I was talking to, but I was saying I'm not looking. I love spring, April, May. I love May. May's one of my favorite months. I love May because everything is really blossoming. But that's when I lived in the Okanagan. Uh, it's beautiful. The orchards are blossoming. Everything is beautiful. This is like the daffodils. I mean, we don't even have daffodils here in Calgary, but the daffodils are coming up and the tulips are coming up and everything is starting, that spring energy, the lilacs, everything coming into blossom. I love that energy. I love the blossoming. I love the renewal. But I know there's a rot coming in, and it's a deep rot. It's a rot that wants to have control, that wants to take over. And that's why it's so imperative for us to stand in our light and our truth. It is so important to do that. Okay. On a flip note, CP Rail is probably going on strike. You can Google it. You can find out about the information. They are coming into a union issues strike notice to CP as groups ask for Ottawa to prevent work stoppages. They don't want the stoppages because that's where you're getting a lot of your grain and everything else. This is also another thing to start telling you, okay, what do I need to go? What do I need to do to support myself with all of this? Now, the thing is that I wrote up there and I said, if you are, and I was listening to one of my preppers in the States, and he was getting notifications that some places are limiting the number of seeds that you can buy. So I don't know if that's true or not. He's looking into it because that's what he heard from a few of his other prepper friends in different areas in the States. So this could happen. This could be something that's going on. So just to be prepared. If you don't have your seeds, maybe it's time to go out and go to the dollar store, go to Walmart, go to your local grocery stores. They're starting to have seeds out. Buy seeds. Buy tomato seeds, whatever. Hydroponics. I ordered a hydroponic thing to come into my house. The whole kit and caboodle. I splurged. I'm doing monthly payments on it, but I'm splurged and I'm looking at it because they have franchise with that. And I'm like, holy shit, maybe that's something I need to look into. So this is looking into things because I feel hydroponics is more of a way to go for gardening because of other things that are coming in. Because you can grow things inside in your house all year round. Lettuce, kale, chard, tomatoes, a few other things can grow there. Cucumbers. I know those are basic vegetables, but more about it. And also there is, looking into dehydration. So dehydration of things, of juice. So it's also has to do with Juice Plus. And I know I've seen Juice Plus before, and it is Juice Plus are it's all dehydrated kinds of fruits and vegetables. The reason I like things like that is because I don't have a dehydrator. It's already done. I'm for convenience. I'm a convenience type of girl. So this is where things come in. Yes, we get a grow light for our herbs and stuff like that. Yeah, getting a grow light, definitely doing things like that. This is where we start to, and it gives you that feeling and that sense of control, right? If you want to go out and do your garden, like I know many of you have beautiful backyard gardens and everything else, and that's great. I love the idea, and I've said this before. I love the idea. I love a yard that's manicured and looking good. Um, but I don't like weeding and stuff. So, and we have, well, right now I got to get a hold of my daughter. That backyard has to be cleaned up from that stupid dog. Um, you know, anyways, that's another whatever thing. But there are different things that we can start looking into to start to create for our own selves. So seeds in that. If you fish, um, things like fishing poles, fishing license might be limited. Hunting license might be limited if you're a hunter. Making sure that you have your supplies of whatever you need for fishing and hunting. Okay. Bullets. I hate to tell you where a lot of bullets are made and where a lot of those supplies come from. They come from Russia. Bulletproof vests, anything to do with safety, safety masks, hazmat, all of that kind of stuff. A lot of that has been made in Russia. So this isn't to scare you. Now I know she's like, but she told us just to focus on what we can do now. Ah! Well, these are things, some of the things you might be able to focus on right now. Maybe you can focus on your seeds right now. Maybe you can focus on your planting right now. Maybe you can focus on looking at, my next thing is that I'm really wanting, for some reason, I got to get into knitting and crocheting. I don't know why. I keep on getting a pull towards it. I've been avoiding it. So it's kind of like I know it's going to be like the bath bomb thing. So I was pulled to, I avoided bath bombs for the longest time, and then I got into them. So this is where you have to look into, what are you being pulled towards? And sometimes you might avoid it for whatever reason. I don't know why I'm avoiding it, but I am. So this is where we start entering into our soul. What's going to feed your soul? Maybe crocheting granny squares is going to feed my soul in some way. Who knows? I don't know till I try. Right? Or knitting. So this is where we're at, and this is where the energies are. The energies are in the relationship realm, and looking at the relationships and the balancing of relationships, and looking at maybe some of the relationships, like, okay, I gotta, you know what, nothing I can do about this. I gotta throw it to the wind. I can't control that. I remember there was it was Byron Katie, and she was talking, somebody asked, she I hate somebody was in her hot seat. Um and she was asking the questions for, what she asks about the truth. And the one woman was upset about her sister, and her sister doesn't have a proper job, and she's just throwing her life away, and everything is chaotic, and her life is chaos. And Byron asked, is it true? Is it chaos? And the woman's like, well, yeah. Are you absolutely true that it's chaotic, that her life is chaotic? Well, when I look at it, it's chaotic. When you look at it, it's chaotic. Is it chaotic to the other person? Maybe not. Does she pay her rent? Yeah, but she just gets by. Does she pay her rent? Is she happy where she is? Well, she seems to be. But I'm not happy where she's at. See? So that's the thing, is like, we're going to look at things and we're going to see things. This is what I see, and this is what I think you should be doing. So we got to sort of take that step back and start really looking at it, because this one woman got an eye opener and noticed that, okay, my sister's not doing too badly. She gets up, she goes to work. Her house may not be as neat and tidy as I would like it to be, but it's, as to her, that is fine. She's doing well. She gets up, she puts her clothes on, she washes her face, and she bathes, and she's being able to function. So this is also where we have to take a step back and say, okay, I can't judge you for where you are right now. Maybe this is all that you can do right now, and that's okay. And then you for honoring that within your own self. So we're in this time that we have to honor ourselves. We're in this time that we have to really look into deeply into where we're at and come back to that center point on what is it that I can do today and what is it that I can handle. And then take a deep breath and let it go. That's where it's at today. So, my loves, for today, I want you just to take some time and center yourself. Look at your gratitudes. Look at where you are. If you're at a me, you're at a me. That's okay. Honor that me. Honor that where you are at. And then you can step forward. So I have to get going. We have appointments starting at 10:30 for Steve. So I have to get going. I'm going to send you guys out so much love. If you are wanting to book an appointment right now, definitely get a hold of me to book an appointment or order a package from mentorship and we will get you in. My times are limited right now to limited times. So if you get a hold of me, I'm going to do my darndest to get you in. I have only certain times that I'm able to do things and working with that. So far, it's been working with for most of my clients. So that's awesome. And yeah, I want you guys to have a blessed day. And may the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say, and all that you be, and all that you do. Onwards and upwards we shall go together and let the sun shine always upon us. Blessed be everybody. Have a great day, and we will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.